Jamie, I know we're going to be asked, like, why do you ladies feel like you like had to start this podcast in this community? Like, why? So I think that we need to tell them.
We do. We
We
need to
do.
tell them. We need to tell them.
Okay. And it's so funny. You were recording your part about community, about proximity, and I'm like, this all really started because we met each other. And how crazy is that?
That is insane.
Yeah.
We still can't even remember where in the community we met each other.
Literally don't remember.
Yeah. But it just clicked.
Yeah, it just clicked. And the great thing about it is that, like, we both recognize, like, we're both lady leaders, we're both moms, we're committed wives, we're involved in our community, we're building this team, and like it just made sense because I saw that you understood my struggle.
And you understood my struggle.
Yeah.
And we're in two different states.
Yeah, literally.
Two different teams with the same problems.
The same problems. And then
that's
I think that's when we both realized, we're like, wait, if we have these problems, there have to be other people.
Yeah.
That have to.
Yeah.
And then within the communities that we are a part of, it's so incredible to see, like, how every time those guys meet up, everybody leaves the room better.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. There's always something that you can implement, always something that you can take away.
Yeah.
But more importantly, the community that's been built where you can trust in the people that you're reaching out to.
Yes.
Because they've walked the path before us.
For sure.
And we know what we're implementing in our business is actually going to help us scale.
You know it works.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get this. Like, I know in the age of AI, it's like everybody can put in, make me, a chief executive officer over Baloney Town. I don't know, some bullshit. And like, we don't get that. Like, people are so abundant in the way they think. They're like, hey, you're struggling? I'll pick up the phone. I experienced that so much in the communities that we're within. So I'm just like, how do we go out and impact more lives?
100%.
So that's what Scale Like a Savage is all about.
We are so excited to bring it to the community, to impact lives, just like how our lives haven't been impacted, and to help other people scale.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like how we have.
I believe the things that, like, you've become most committed to are like mission based. And so, like, what are the things we hope people get from when they tune in and listen to Scale Like a Savage, the podcast? Gosh, it's been a long day.
So, I mean, I want people to immediately have something to implement, right? That aha moment that they could take away and they could run back and implement it into their business.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, that is so important because there's so much fluff out there. So many things that everyone just kind of spins their wheels on. But bringing people to the podcast who have been there, done that, but leaving with a takeaway that you can directly impact your life, that's huge.
And it's something that we made sure, because we went back and forth on what the E should stand for. Like, we were like, equip, education. And I was like, well, what is it? Oh, execution. And then we were like, how about education? So it's not like, not something that's mixed spelled. Education. And I'm like, we want to educate, which we want you to also execute. Like, on
you need to execute.
Yeah. So I think that's part of like the problem that folks have. Like, they go to all these conferences and they have these notebooks full of shit. And I'm like, but what did you do afterwards?
Yes.
And you and I are really good at like implementing like just one thing, like not all the things, like what's the one thing that's going to move your business forward. So I look forward to just being like really particular about who we have on the show. And then all of our guests will know, hey, this is the one thing that I want you to talk about to where our audience can get better at.
Yeah.
And then we're going to start releasing like these summaries of that education part to where you guys get educated on it, but then you can also go back and execute on what they talked about.
Which is the most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So this room, we talked about this, right? This is extremely important to us because the room is for executors. The room is for people who want to scale. The room is for people who want to take their businesses seriously, not the ones that come and complain about what circumstances is happening around them and then they do nothing to implement or to improve their business and their life, right?
Yeah.
Like we talked about it. Like maybe we start with an application process.
I mean, I'm here for it. Like, let's weed out the folks that just want to blame, complain, and like be stuck in their shit. Like, and let's make sure that we have people that are elite. Like, they know I'm struggling. I'm coming into the room. I'm curious. I'm hungry. I seek out the education. I'm going to go out and I'm going to be better. And then they're going to come back and also make the community stronger.
Yeah.
Like, that's the biggest piece of it, where we all bring different gifts to the table.
Yeah.
Like, you shared something before we started filming, and I was like, I didn't know that about her. Cool, because we have that in common. And I want to give it away because it's probably something we're going to cover in our podcast. But like, this room is for people that like know that they have been struggling and they haven't reached their full capacity, and they're just wanting to break through that ceiling. Yeah. So if you are a whiny baby, not the podcast for you. No. Yeah, excellence only, baby.
Yeah, and you need to show up and you need to contribute and you need to execute, because if you're listening, we want you to scale too.
Absolutely. I don't know about you, Jamie, but for me, scaling was everything because I did want to be a great mother and wife. Like, so I had to put systems in place, had to slow down. That's really not my personality. I am a high D. I'm a Enneagram 8 from all my Enneagram freaks like myself. And so I'm just a doer. And like shit was breaking. And I'm like, why is this becoming so much harder as I started to build out my team? So like when I talk about scale, it's like, okay, S is first because systems are like the roadmap. Like
it's oxygen.
It's the yes. Like if you're gonna onboard a new agent, like make it to where everybody experiences the same thing, and you have those standards, those operating standards. Like what has scaling done for you and your family? Have you found like it made it like you have more time and more freedom and everybody's happier?
Well, you do once you scale, but you need to implement to get there. And sometimes, like you said, it was hard for me too. I had to slow down to speed up, and that's not my nature.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to take a little bit of time. I'm going to slow down. I'm going to get intentional. I'm going to build systems, you know, and that sometimes takes a village, and sometimes you don't have that village right away to support you.
Yeah. And then trusting somebody else.
Yeah. That part's hard.
That part's the hardest part.
Yeah.
And then also trusting them, and you're like, they're like me. And I'm like, we're not all the same. But if they can do it 80% as well as you can, like you have to trust them with the baby, that they're going to take care of that part of what they're called to do.
Yeah. But then once you get to that point where you could slow down, you're able to delegate, you're able to leverage. Now it's like we talked about it, right?
Yeah.
Like over the weekends, we're like, oh my gosh, we could actually be with our family.
So much freedom in that.
That's not every weekend.
That's not every weekend.
At all. But at least we have the choice.
Yes.
Where in the past, I didn't have a choice.
I didn't either. I worked Sundays. I was doing open houses on Sundays. I did not go to church. Now it's like a slow Sunday morning. Like I think of that Maroon 5 song. I'm like, it's just so good. We can make breakfast, have time with my son and my husband. Like, I think a lot of operators fail to do this part right though, because we are just doers. And it's great, you know, if you're a doer, but you have to have somebody else though who's also in the background, like optimizing what's being done.
Oh yeah. You need the delegator. You need to find your unicorn. It's hard to find the unicorn. Very But also,
you maybe have to go to Florida to find a unicorn.
We found each other from above. But I mean also too, it's like don't let the systems that you need to implement like get in your way. Like learn, like trust in the people who've been there before you, and don't challenge what they're telling you, because that's just going to stop you from scaling. And then you're on this hamster wheel and you're going and you're going and going, and 3 years later you're still dealing with the same shit, same problems.
Exactly.
When somebody else just, you know,
it's
went
ego.
ahead and broke through the ceiling.
I found it's ego. Like a lot of people don't like being told what to do. Like they want to know, like, Jamie, how did you do that? I can improve to make it better, but like I'm not going to trust what you told me. Yeah. Like that's so much ego talk, and I feel like a lot of people have that, and that's why even when you go to conferences, you hire coaches, right? You spend $12,000, $15,000. You're like, why am I still doing it? Because you haven't surrendered.
Yeah, you have to surrender.
You have to surrender it all, and just trust what they're telling you to do.
Yeah, implement the basics, and then improve later.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Jamie, the folks are going to want to know, who are these ladies that even think they're qualified to talk about scaling like a savage, right? And disclaimer here, I don't believe growth. You never stop growing.
No, never.
Like you're slowly getting better if you refuse to get better. I mean, you're slowly getting worse if you refuse to get better, right? So Jamie, like, what is your vision? Like, what do you do? Why did you start what you started? Just tell the folks about it.
So, I mean, a lot of why I started what I started was for impact, but for leverage and for being able to get my time back with my family, but knowing that that's going to be a sacrifice. It's going to take many years. Yeah. And scaling starting from zero and scaling starting from 500 sales a year is still scaling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just being in the trenches and implementing and taking yourself to the next level. And what you said, we just talked about, knowing that each level you're going to break. And that's where we're kind of at now, where we're both in a similar place where we need to scale to that next level.
Yeah. And I'm excited for it. Okay.
Yeah. So tell everybody about what you're building and where you're looking to take things for your business.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. My company is now called Max House. It has been ever evolving and changing, and I finally feel like this is the year of breakthrough. Like I finally just surrendered it, and I was like, Lord, have your way, because I can't even tell you what I want the year to look like. I just know I want it to be better. Like I'm always focusing on becoming better, becoming a better wife, friend, sis, like all these things. So with Max House, like it started because I started on another real estate team, and I saw the way that team was ran. Like I did great, but I'm like, there were so many agents that failed, and I don't think they failed because they weren't talented. I just think they didn't have the right support systems, like opportunities. And so when I started Max House, it really did start because I had too many leads, like in the COVID boom.
Yeah.
But then I was like, okay, wait, I'm like feeding my friends. At the time, my best friend was on the team. And I was like, wait, I can actually impact a whole lot of other lives too, in this mission of having a team. So it just grew from there. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh shit, like you're pregnant. Like I found out I was pregnant a month after deciding to start this team. So I was like, okay, I have to put systems and infrastructure in place so that I can be that mom and at least have 5 to 6 months of maternity leave. And so Max Health just kind of grew from there. I already was the person who spoke my mind on social media, told it like it is. Yeah, I can't help that. God made me that way. And it just grew beyond myself. Like I changed the name of the team. I never wanted to be the Boat Ride Group when it was. And I found that when I changed the name of the team and I started talking about what my standards are and what I didn't stand for, we attracted the right people. Like the wrong ones just kind of like self-selected out, or they just don't even reach out. They're like, shit, I'm intimidated. But the right people are like, okay, I want better. You're a great leader. And so with that, I'm just like, okay, if God is like assigning these people in my life that I am now, I have to steward over, like, I have no choice but to get better. And I find the way I get better is scaling my leadership. Because then like I have agents that I make into great agents, and those agents become leaders. Like we all are leading somebody, but then like the hardest thing is to create other leaders. So scaling out that version. And I feel like us doing this podcast, we're going to have to become better leaders. Like people aren't going to listen to our shit and I'm like, those guys know what they're talking about.
To continue to level up.
Yeah, you continue to level up. And since we moved over, like I rebranded Max House, we finished in the top 0.02% of our new company.
That's
and
amazing.
We're top like 2%. I mean, number 2 in the state of Tennessee. And we're just a fast growing team. Like super excited about that. And that was the vision.
That's amazing. And we know what I think is amazing is that the fact that we're in 2 different states and we have very similar paths, because I was the Jamie Seneca team.
Oh yeah.
And then I took away my name, opened up Reset Real Estate because I wanted to reset real estate, right?
Yes.
Like I wanted to give back to agents. I wanted to pour into them to get the systems and processes and accountability to scale.
Yeah.
And that was a passion project for me because looking at the numbers of agents, like the majority of them sell less than 4 deals a year, or
they're not in a business.
They don't.
You've been in this for 20 years. Like how many
16,
agents started?
16. Don't age me.
Shit, my bad. You've been in this for 16 years. Like how many of the people that started with you are still in the industry? Because I can tell you it's close to like nothing.
Yeah. No,
Crazy.
87, started with me. I have one OG that still stayed with me, and now we have new people who have joined the team, but us as well, growing leaders, adding in standards, letting agents self-select, and making sure that we're bringing in people who actually want to grow their businesses.
Yes.
Right? Like that's what it's all about. And then having impact through what we've built through the systems and guidance and leverage.
Yeah. So I'm excited to share to everybody like how we built what we have built. That is like truly, I mean, saying that you've been doing this, I'm now on, I call my year that I claim is what, Charlie? I say I started this really 2023. I'll claim 22. We'll talk about what happened in 22. But I say that like now I'm on 3 years into this business where most businesses fail or people give up. Like we are very tenacious women, clearly for that. And we've made hella sacrifices, family time, financial time, health, like stress the hell out.
We're still trying to get
We're still trying to get that better. But like, it's just like the authenticity of what we're going to talk about. It's like, we're not perfect. We're still figuring it out. So if you're still figuring it out too, like perfect podcast for you.
Perfect. Yeah.
Come and join with us. I feel like we're both breaking through that messy middle where most agents and business owners get stuck. So we'll talk about what it looks like to break through that part.
And how we've dealt with the challenges and how we've improved and where we're at today.
Yeah. Hey, pro tip, it all starts with you though. Like if you don't work on getting better, nothing else will get better around you.
Oh yeah. No. Because all the rooms we're in, that's what they say. If you don't start with yourself first, nothing's going to work. Yeah. And that is so true.
Yeah. What have you changed since like walking into the other rooms that we're in community with? And I'll just go ahead and say it. It's the Chip Black community. Shout out to those guys.
They're amazing.
Love all of y'all. Seriously.
They're incredible. You need to follow everyone in the Chip Black community.
Yes. But like, what is one thing that you've changed since joining the Chip Black community?
So I just showed up better for myself. I'm implementing like crazy and I'm not taking any moment that I want to tell myself no for an answer, right? Like I, in the past, was I don't want to say the word comfortable, but I ran a very good business solo with an assistant and I was living a very comfortable life. And once things in our lives, we have, very different paths, but we did very big shakeups.
Shit got real.
Shit got extremely real. And I'm like, I am not going to be able to sustain. I can't sustain. I can't run a business when it depends on me. So I think my biggest takeaway of getting into the rooms, getting into the Chet Black community, they are consistent. They show up every day. They execute like a boss. John alone does 20-something coaching calls
a day? My brain would be melted.
And he still works out at 4 a.m. and answers text message and phone. Like, what the hell? Like, if they could do it, we could do it. You know what I mean? And like, that has been so inspiring for me because it's like, the quicker you move, the quicker you implement, the quicker you're going to see the results. And I think what we have implemented has been a result of that. And we're still just getting started.
Absolutely. Yeah. For me, the room gave me permission.
Yes.
I was like, I felt crazy. I grew up like feeling like the black sheep, like not because I was weird or bad, but because like everyone in my family, like I tell people often, like I'm breaking generational curses daily, I feel like. And I was called stupid ass nicknames, like just because of the way I think, the way I talk, the way I acted, what I believe, like always believing for greater, fasting often, like as a 10-year-old, like in your Bible, like just crazy stuff happening. And I'm like, I believe I have faith. And so for me, like finally meeting certain guys in the community like Matt and just knowing him and Dustin's stories, I'm just like, y'all gave me permission to step up into my power as a leader for one. And that changed everything for Max House in 2025. And then also, like, they gave me permission to think, like, you don't have to drink to be in their communities. Like, me stopping drinking was a huge thing. I have a lot of alcoholics in my family. My father ended up passing away from alcohol. And, like, I thought that it was something I had to do to be in community with people. And what I found about that was, if I'm having to take a drink to, like, even like you, why the hell am I around you in the first place? Like, I got to get buzzed to be in the same atmosphere as you. But these guys, like, they're sober and they're all having a great time and they leave and like, they have this natural high. And so I was like, I came to my first event super unqualified. I was like, why did Preston put me on this stage? I'm like, dude, I have nothing to talk about. But they see something in you. And I think that's the thing. They all see something within each other and they pull it out of you. Yes.
Yeah. Like we were texting with Preston the other day. I'm like, thank you for believing in me before I even believed in myself.
Yes, that's huge.
And I'm just like, there's days where you're just like, what, you want to burn it all down?
Several days, weeks,
many
months.
days. Sometimes as early as last week.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yes.
It is what it is.
Yeah. And so like, that's why community is so important. Like you're not called to do life alone. You have to be around people who like see you, the best version of you, even when you still see the shitty like version that's struggling. Like, no, I see this for you, Jamie. Like you have the power, the capacity to become this person. Now, how do you get there?
It's just what do you need to change to get there?
Yeah.
And what do you need to implement to get there?
Yeah. We all have like one or two things that if we just stop doing, a lot of stuff in our life will get better.
Yeah.